What if you've got around £15,000 to £20,000 to spend on a Porsche? What could you buy? Well, it might surprise a few of you, but you could get something like this, a Cayman 987S. This is mine, and I spent 15 grand on it. But what if you've got a little bit more? What if you've got more like £70,000? Well, you could get yourself into one of these quite easily. Right, so we'll jump straight into the Cayman 718 GT4. This isn't the first time I've ever driven one of these, but it's the first time I've driven it on a public road. The last time was at Millbrook at a test track, so it'll be really interesting to see how I feel this compares with my car on the public road, or as public as we're getting, because this is Oliver's Mount Racetrack, where I normally film all my videos. So yeah, let's go see what's what. Initial impressions, as always with Porsches, and the thing that I love more about them than anything is the fact that I get straight out of mine and into this, and I immediately feel at home. This is a manual car, so it's not like I'm used to it, and yet you get in and it just feels right. It feels like you've put the car on. It's like a backpack, a really well-fitted backpack. In terms of performance, with the 718 GT4, you're talking about different leagues of performance. My car has 300 horsepower, this has 420. Completely different league. Not only that, it revs higher. It's just a more hardcore version of the Cayman. And I thought that would hinder it on the road. I thought the suspension would be rock hard, unusable. And initial thoughts on that is that it's not at all. The seats are incredibly comfortable, to say they're carbon buckets, which you find, in fairness, in most GT4s. People tell you don't buy one without them, otherwise you struggle with resale. But yeah, initial impressions on the power. It's definitely got some. It's definitely got a lot more. It's a lot keener to go than my little Cayman. And being a manual, it does feel quite different as well. But it is a familiar surroundings. Looking out the windscreen, you could be in either car. They feel very similar, they're very similar sized. It's just a really pleasant place to sit, but it does feel that little bit more special. Looking out the back and seeing this massive rear wing, you've got the centre marker on the steering wheel, sport chrono pack in this car, and it's also got the adaptive suspension as well. Jumping inside the Cayman GT4, this is where it is quite different to my car. My car's got lovely, comfy seats. This one's got the 918 buckets, and although they look really cool, they're quite hard to get in and out of. Once you're in them, they're not bad at all. I'm not sure how I'd cope on a long run with them, but initial impressions driving around here, very, very comfortable. I'm very happy in them. Everything else is very much similar to my car in terms of where it's placed, but that's pretty much where it ends. The whole interior is a much better, more modern design, but everything feels super well made. And of course, this car being a manual, the gear stick is located in a perfect position. You just naturally reach for it. It's a really cool place to sit and a really good place to spend some time in. Overall impressions of this beautiful interior, well, I mean, look at it. It's absolutely stunning. The other interesting thing that I've noticed is there's clearly a lot less sound deadening in this as opposed to mine. You can hear every little tiny stone flicking up into the rear arches. And I like that. It makes it feel more like a motorsport vehicle. It makes it feel more like a track car. Foot flat down now in second gear. Yeah, it's got serious amounts of power. When you come over the crests in this road, it just hangs on. You feel like you're probably running at about 10% the car's capability. It's absolutely astonishing. What a car to drive. If I was to swap my Cayman and spend this kind of money, I probably would be looking at a GT4. Many of you will know that I'm kind of after a 911, but every time I drive one of these or anything kind of spicy from the Porsche range, I do kind of feel like maybe I should be looking at a GT4 rather than a 911. It's a tough one. So if I was to say what the main differences are between my Cayman 987S and the GT4, it would be kind of how raw it feels and how special it feels. They are a completely different car. Apart from the ergonomics and the way everything feels in the car, driving them back to back, there's a huge difference. This feels so much more sporty, so much more motorsport derived than my car. It's just in another league. But that isn't to say the Cayman S isn't an absolute bargain, and you're still getting that fine balance and handling that you get from this. That remains true between both the cars. The engine being in the middle means they just are so planted on the road. What this does is it just takes it up a gear, turns everything up to 11, and gives you so much more fun than what you get out of a Cayman 987. But yeah, it's a ton more money. But I think when you're thinking about how much these cars are and what else you can buy for this money, I think they're a bargain. I can't think of a car out there that's as fun as this one, as good to look at and as fun to drive for 70 grand. These can be picked up from as little as 60,000 for one with a few more miles. And when you consider that Porsche are now abandoning internal combustion in the Cayman and the Boxster, maybe now is the right time. I don't think you're going to lose a heap of money on one of these. They're going to remain desirable forever, and for very, very good reason. They're an absolutely phenomenal car. Right, so jumping back in my Cayman 987, how do I feel like the two cars really compare? And a lot of people will say this video is kind of stupid. I'm comparing a 15 grand car and a 70 grand car. But they are essentially both Porsche Caymans. They both offer more or less the same sort of thing. Just one at a much, much higher price point and one that's a lot more track focused. But I thought it'd be really interesting to put them side by side and see if you really are getting much more for your money. And jumping back in this, the first thing you notice is, of course, my aftermarket exhaust. It's absolutely ridiculously loud. But you could, of course, put one of them on a GT4. I've been in a GT4 that had a straight through on it, and you couldn't actually hear yourself think. It was ridiculous. So yeah, they do sound pretty good, pretty similar. In terms of the power delivery, this isn't exactly slow, but it just lacks that torque. You just feel it higher up the revs. It's fast, but it's not got the same pull. Yeah, it's definitely not as quick. Where it makes up for it though, is in its ride quality. It's a lot comfier. These seats are a lot better. They're a lot comfier than the 918 buckets, but you'd expect that. It means when I do my long trips, like the Nürburgring or the North Coast 500, I can do it in relative comfort. I think in a GT4, it would be more uncomfortable. But would that stop me doing it? Definitely not. And how do I think they compare in terms of price and value? Well, I think it's pretty obvious, really. They're both incredible value for money in their own way. 15 grand for one of these. It's certainly not 3 times worse. It's probably 20% less good than a GT4. So you're getting mostly the same car, but for a fraction of the price. And I think this video pretty much sells this car more than it does a GT4. If you're after all the thrills, or most of them, of a GT4, and you haven't got the budget, which most of us don't, I certainly don't, then get yourself a 987 Cayman and bang an exhaust on it. And probably don't run over most of the locals of Scarborough. Oh well. They heard me coming. Where this car will be weaker is, of course, on a track. I did a hill climb, and you'll have seen it in the previous video. The car was amazing on track. It really surprised me, but you did feel it being slightly wobbly. The ride comfort definitely lets you down when it comes to a track day. And that's where the GT4 will come into its own, and it will get round a hill climb or a circuit far, far better than this will. So after driving the GT4, am I now disappointed to get back into this one? Absolutely not. I think it shows off how capable and how good this car is for the money more than ever before. So if you are in the market for a Porsche and you only have a budget of 15 to 20,000, don't feel like you're going to be shortchanged, because you're absolutely not going to be shortchanged with one of these. So I've got both the keys to both these cars, and if I was told now you can take either of them home. Which one do you think I'm going to take? Because I think we all know the answer to that one. It's this one. Of course, it's the GT4.